Hello everyone, it's Isabel here on Wednesday the 24th of April, and I want to share with you today some of my thoughts about recycling. I'm very careful about recycling and read every piece of packaging for instructions. In the grey bin go all the recyclable materials, purple bin all non-recyclable materials, and the labels that say do not recycle at home or recycle at supermarkets, I put in a large bin bag, and when it's full, I take it to the big container inside Tesco's front door. The thing that puzzles me is how some of the purple bins in our street are overflowing every 2 weeks, when sometimes mine need only go out once a month. I feel sure they must be putting extra things in the wrong bin. However, I read in the paper last week that purple bins containing too many recycling items will be tagged and left unemptied. I don't know how they'll know that without actually taking the bags out and looking inside. However, this is all likely to change sometime in the near future, starting with Arbroath, Montefieth and Carnoustie in June, Forfar and Kerrymuir in the autumn, and Montrose and Brechin in the winter. There should be in the region of 200 glass recycling points sited throughout the area for us to recycle our glass bottles and jars. We're to be supplied with different bins for the new system, but I'm sure we'll have notification on how to use them, but I've kept the cutting from last week's courier just in case. Now, you've probably guessed that I've got a thing about recycling, so I decided to look for some information regarding what happens to our rubbish when it's been picked up. The grey bin waste is sorted at a materials facility and made into garden furniture and vehicle and other metal components. Glass is made into new bottles and jars, and fibre materials are made into new paper and cardboard products. Garden waste is used for agriculture and horticulture purposes. The purple bin non-recyclable waste is taken to the energy waste facility at Baldovey in Dundee and incinerated to generate electricity. The remaining ash is used in the construction industry. Food waste is collected, bagged, shredded, pasteurised and then digested. Biofertilisers, compost and energy are produced. The electricity generated is used on site or sold into the national grid. Our waste bin doesn't go out every week either because I use up everything I possibly can. Remember, there's a difference between the sell-by date and the use-by date. Now for some figures. The best recycling country in the UK is Wales. In Scotland, the recycling is processed in a materials recovery facility where it is sorted into individual types like paper, card, plastics, metals, etc., using a combination of eddy currents, magnets, optical sorters and manual sorting. The segregated materials are then checked for quality and compacted into bales. Quite a procedure, don't you think? Now I've got a sheet of information here that I took off the Zero Waste Scotland website. Food generates large volumes of emissions at every stage, from growing, harvesting, processing and packaging it, to refrigerating it, and then transporting it all over the world, and then cooking it in our homes. On a global site, the picture is bleak. A third of all food produced globally is thrown away, while food production and consumption accounts for around a third of global greenhouse gas emissions. In Scotland, we're contributing to that, with 59% of our food waste coming from households. Therefore, making the most of our food can make a huge difference. Tackling food waste is one of the most impactful actions you can take to help protect the environment and reduce your climate impact. By doing so, it's not just the planet that could benefit, but your budget too. In fact, the average Scottish household stands to save over £470 a year by reducing food waste, while a family of 4 could save around £700 a year. What an unbelievable amount of savings. So I think we should all make an extra special effort to do just that little bit extra, because, as it says in the article I just read, by doing so, it's not just the planet that could benefit, but our budget too. Blessings to you all. Have a good week.